Do you like cacti? Let's check out this huge cactus grower here in the Netherlands. Hello everyone, today I'm at a cactus grower. We're gonna see what he offers, and I am with friends, so I think I'm going to do a voiceover most of the time. But for the intro I wanted to say hi, I hope you're doing well. I am excited to show you all of these amazing plants, hopefully not get poked. Let's get started. As you come in, there is a show garden here, which I really like the look of this one off. I have no idea what it is. There's a few, but very cool. Agave got chopped a lot. And then some opuntia, really tall. On this side, some of the bigger cacti. Ooh, this one is actually pretty. Wait, I'm here with a friend, so I'm gonna get her. This one looks cool. These shapes, I like it. All the way to the back. Huge euphorbia ghosts as well. And these kalanchoe, which are really pretty looking and soft. Here's more. Let's go check if Felice is picking what makes her happy. Mooi, met bloemen ook.
Ja.
Leuk. Monkey tail, cacti, lots of them. Interesting. Caudexum. Dit is ook wel een coole vorm, hè?
Hello, it's voiceover me. I wonder if people buy these shapes based on the shape of the caudex and not so much the plant that will grow out of it. This grower has a lot of special caudexes. I think it's one of his passions. I don't know much about them, so I'm just showing you what I saw. Like this Operculicaria decari or something with the very, very cute small leaves. And this little fuzzy one with big spikes as well. Kind of cool. There were a lot of different blobs with different kind of growth growing out of it. And euphorbia, I think this is, with the cute, adorable little leaves next to the big spikes. It looked like a whole forest of, I don't know, caudexy plants that I know nothing about, but maybe one of you does. So I'm just going to show you what I filmed. Then underneath a table, I found this beautiful big, oddly shaped cactus, but they were growing kind of pointily, which kind of takes away from the cool shape, in my opinion. What do you think? More weird growing blobs. I did like the look of these leaves, although I'm not necessarily a caudex growing fan, but this looks cute. I guess the leaves look maybe a little bit velvety or like Hoya even. And then there was this cactus, which I know is pretty common, I think, but I like the look of it.
Ow!
First time audibly getting pricked.
Look at these beautiful flowers on these, and every one of them has a bunch of hoe heet die dingen? Knoppen. Buds. Flower buds.
What I love about plants, and this is about any plants, is how different people love different things. Like this weirdo one caught my eye, but right next to it, this one is what caught my friend Felice's eye. And it's just always, there's so many different tastes and looks and cool things and just different preferences for different people. And I love that. Like this one is such a weird plant. It looks like dead stems. I actually thought it was a dead cactus for a bit, but then look at the ends. There are these zigzaggy, succulent little leaves. And also there's some flowers on this one. So special and so weird. Then we spotted these little Euphorbia obesa blobs. Some of them were nice and round, and then some of them were a bit weirdly shaped. Then these beautiful flowers on spiky blobs. Not necessarily special, I think, but I loved the flowers. And on the tables, there were these kalanchoe seedlings growing just all along the line. Kind of cool to see how they survive. This is an overview with Felice walking in the greenhouses. I like the look of this one hiding in between all the other similar ones.
This one looks kind of cool too. I've seen them in the garden centers, but so many blobs.
This spiky one caught my eye as well. There's hardly any needles on it, which I love. It looked very cool and fun.
Ik vind ze wel echt schattig, maar ja. I don't want to die.
How cool is this look? They just watered this part of the greenhouse and there's little droplets in the hairs of the cacti. Then there were a lot of living stones, lithops babies in all the different colors. And these tiny little blobs that I loved the look of course, because blobs and no spikes. I didn't realize these are peyote, so they're actually edible as well. I really like the look of all the little babies coming out the side. The pots were very full.
Should we buy this one? It's cute.
But I especially loved this specific one because it looked like one of the babies was bursting out the side. Another caudex with really cute little leaves actually, and then a little blobs, little round old looking blobs. And we went to the succulent greenhouse, which is more common succulents like these ones.
Lijkt op een krop sla.
No offense to these plants or heads of lettuce, they are beautiful. Some variegated bear paws that are so soft and cute looking. I love these. This rusty looking succulent I also really like the look of. And then this one, which is pretty common I think, but the pink of it is so nice. I just really like the look of it. There was a lot to see on these different mixed trays. See the little water in the echeveria, and then a variegated, I don't know what exactly, maybe also echeveria, and this calanchoe with stick-shaped leaves, which looked a little bit funky, and these beautiful red rosettes. A little bit further down the path, we found these. They also look so pretty from the top, like little roses. I don't know what they are exactly. These cacti were a little bit more velvety looking. I couldn't capture it as I wanted to, but no spikes again, so of course I loved it. And more geometrically shaped weirdos that I love. I already own one similar, but so cool to see. And a lot of spiky ones on the ground.
Hey, dit zijn hele mooie opuntia's, ronde.
If you don't know, back in 2023, I went to a botanical garden in Belgium and I saw this cactus. I'm putting the footage on the screen for you. It was so nice and round with a blue sheen and hardly any spikes, so I was obsessed. And then I found it here. Apparently it's called Opuntia robusta. It's maybe not as perfectly round as the one in the botanical garden, but I loved it. You can see the new growth on it, so it's happy and growing. And this was definitely one where I thought maybe I will want to buy one. This was the bigger cactus section, so there's a few different ones that were really big and nice looking. Just showing you an overview because I don't really know what they all are, except that this is an old man cactus that I really like the look of. Look at that fluffy hair at the top. Looks so funny to me.
You know what a laying down cactus makes me think of. If you don't know, check out Crystal and Sarah especially, the plant rescuer.
But back to the greenhouse. Here's some more Opuntia, but I'm scared of those spikes.
I found some variegated Opuntia as well. When they look like this, I kind of like it, the pattern. But they often also look more blended or something, if that makes sense. And I prefer the ones that are more rounded, which I just saw, which I might buy one. Not this one. It's cool though, and especially because it doesn't have spikes. Does it have a price? No, but it has a label. Caudex. I cannot pronounce that, sorry. More friends have arrived. Ooh, silver boobies. That looks like a statue now.
I don't know why people paint succulents. I don't like it. Don't do it, please. Growers, why?
We found some booby cacti, and some of them are really thick, so it's really nice. And they are right next to the penis cacti. Hallo. Sta ik de boel te blokkeren. Oh, look! It's bursting a new little penis from the side. Here we have some variegated and monstrose ones, which I kind of don't mind the look of this. Hey, that's okay. But this, I don't know. Do you like it or no?
I don't always like variegated cacti, but I did think this looked really cool because it just was so weird with all the little blobs on the side as well. I'd love to hear what you think.
Oh, spiral cactuses.
There have been a few cacti that I have lost this year, and one of them was my Eulichnia castanea civi varispiralis. And it's this one. I just wasn't quite sure if I liked them. Some of them were more monstrose growing, and they had a lot of that corking, which is normal for them, but I personally really like it when they're a little bit more perfect. So I wasn't sure. These were very cheap, but, well, like affordable. But I didn't buy one in the end because it wasn't speaking to me like my original one did. What do you think? Would you have bought one?
More penis cactuses. Really chunky ones. And these ones, mine died. So maybe I can buy a new one. Oh, cute. More booby cactuses, cacti.
Even though I already own one and it's growing really well, it's really fun to see the different booby cactuses. We were looking for the more chunky ones because they were a little bit different than what we had seen before. Then there were these kind of Art Nouveau Jugendstil type looking crested cacti. I don't know what the original one is, but the shapes are really beautiful with the lines. I love blobs, and this is one of my favorite ones. I am always looking for new ones, even though I already own one. And I think my one cutting that almost died is rooting now, so I don't really need a new blob, but they're so cool to look at. Bigger crested cacti were these ones. They looked so sculptural as well with the blue sheen on it. And then these weird triangle-y ones next to it, and these caudexy type things. I don't know how to explain. I really like the look of the small leaves on these, but the price was pretty high. I don't know what that label says, so I can't put it on the screen for you. The shapes are really cool, and then just the little leaves. There were really spiky ones as well, and these in the corner with the more dark leaves were even more beautiful. They kind of look like that one Thai plant with the beautiful flowers on it, but it is a euphorbia according to the label, so that's pretty interesting. This was the expensive plant table, by the way, so
A little stacker. I used to have one of these and it died, so I'm trying to revive it, but it's pretty cool looking. And he has another one, but that's a bit more weird looking. Aaron, do you like it?
Then there was this caudex plant with really nice shimmery purplish leaves with a green sheen. Adenia something, stylosa maybe?
No, I like it when it's weird.
And these really big cacti with like growths almost coming out the middle. Normally that's smooth, and this one has these weird blobs, which I absolutely loved. They were on grafts and they were quite expensive, but very cool to see. This was another caudex one that was really big, and I don't know what it is exactly, but the leaves looked really cool. It's in bloom as well, probably out my budget.
This one is really soft. Euphorbia ancarenso. Very nice. And then a little blob. I love all the little blobs.
Lots of caudexes here as well. This very spiky one had really nice shaped leaves. And then I found a smaller version of those grafted cacti that I showed you before. The label says Myrtillo cactus geometrisans CV glorp, which I thought was a pretty epic name. Unfortunately, these smaller ones were still pretty big and expensive, as you can imagine. The grower explained that these are no longer unfortunately growing in the wild because they struggle rooting, and that's why they're often on grafts in the trade.
I picked a few of the biggest ones. I like this one at first because it has a new petal, but that has some damage, and the bottom one is pretty weird shaped, and I don't see any new growth on it yet. Then we have this one, which has a really nice round bottom, and then 2 growth points, and then a new growth, I think, coming in that one, but not the 3rd layer yet. And then we have this one with 1 and then 2. So which one would you pick? This one is a little bit older, it looks like. So I don't know if that's gonna grow anymore. This one does show maybe signs of new growth. This one not yet. So what do you think? I am leaning towards that one now that I see them next to each other. So thank you for this setup. Or maybe this one, because it's gonna grow a new leaf there already. That's pretty cool. I'm calling my friend over to help as well, because I don't know.
Hello. I made it home, so I thought I would film a haul for you because I bought some stuff. First one I found is this one, which apparently is a peyote and they are edible. But I just think it's very cute, so I don't want to eat it. I just want to grow it. And it has a lot of tiny babies on the side. And I already showed you in the video, but this is bursting out the side a little bit, which is, I find that fascinating. Kind of like an alien. So that's why I picked this one. It was a very cheap one. Then, I'm very excited about this one. This also is very cheap. It comes with a baby. I think it's Euphorbia obesa. See, on the side. And this is a mammillaria, which I know from my friend Sarah, who has a big one of this that fell over. And I think Crystal has one as well. Those videos are always very funny to read the comments because it's like a certain look. Mine is still quite small, but I love the colors. It's very pink. We also found a slightly bigger one, but it was with yellow hairs. And I really like the pink pastel kind of beigey
type of hairs. It's already angling a little bit, see? And the top is red, and you can see when it flowers, it gets a circle of flowers. It's done flowering already. You can see maybe here some old bits. The black bits are the old flowers. But I'm very excited. This was very cheap for a very big size. So I hope it's maybe gonna grow a little bit faster as well because it's so cheap. I don't know. Then we have a very big opuntia that I already showed you in the video. I picked this one in the end with the advice of Maaike as well as Felice. So thank you guys. I love that the bottom is perfectly round and it has two blobs at the top, and I think it might look like it's starting to grow there as well. So we might get another pad on the base plant. The other one that was bigger was a little bit more, it was actually already almost falling over because it was growing from the side, and then the older growth points on this side were all spent already, it looks like. I don't know if that works like that with cacti, but it did look like it. And these two are very cute. It's actually on my wish list on Instagram. And one of these, this one, has an active growth point on there as well. So that's hopefully going to make another pad. Very cool one. And then the last one I bought was very last minute. I thought these would be more expensive, but they weren't that expensive. This is a variegated, I don't know what exactly, actually. If you know the proper IDs of all these plants, please let me know in the comments because I want to make proper labels for them, but I don't know the proper IDs. This is a variegated, kind of crested cactus. And I picked it because it is, I don't like a fully crested, like a little rainbow thing. But I liked how this one had like weird little side growths. See? I really like the shape of this one. And even if it starts to grow more normal, then I'm still happy with how it looks. And the base, the graft plant is not very long either. Some of them had more longer grafts. So I'm very excited for this. I did notice there were a few darker spots here at the top, which I was worried about was rot. But he said, no, it's not squishy, so it's fine. You don't have to cut it out, it's fine. Which I thought was very interesting because I thought you had to cut those out right away. But he's a cactus expert. He's been doing it like, I don't know, 60 years. So very cool outing. I hope you enjoyed seeing it as well. I realized when we walked away that I kind of forgot to film the show garden part. I only showed the beginning of it. So if I ever go back, I will show you the show garden a little bit more. But this was my tour of the Dutch cactus nursery. Let me know what you think in the comments below if you like cacti at all and which one you would have bought. I'm always so fascinated to hear about which plants you guys are interested in. And if you like my picks as well. And we will see you in the next video. Thank you.